been unseasonably warm here for this time of year, like highs in the low 50s. But Sam just wanted to make sure that some of the vehicles that we're not using super often, that their batteries are still charged and everything works. So he has the tractor started. He just started the peat, fired right up. He needs to start the dump truck. I will try to get up there and show you where the cows are right now. We just attached the new section of fence and took down one of the part behind it, so then they had more new alfalfa that they were able to get to and eat. The plan for today, things never really go according to plan around here, so it'll be really interesting to see how much of what we want to happen actually gets done. We are going to try and set up the area for the pigs, their new area. So I'm going to feed them, close their gates, lock them in the front part of the pen so I can turn off the electric fence and restring their new kind of pen area boundary. And then see if we can move them into that area. And then we'll move their water and their hay bales and stuff, and that'll be their new home, so that we can start working on cattle panels for the corral area to get that set up for cows to be up there, and Rosie the red cow can be up there, and anybody else that needs to. So walking along holding a string isn't very exciting, and you've seen us string fences lately, so there probably won't be a lot of the actual setting up of the pen, but I might film some of the moving of the pigs or the bigger components. And there goes the dump truck. And it sounds like it just fired right up. Everything's a little smoky, but seems to be working just fine, so that's pretty cool. Good job, Stuff. All right, stay tuned. I don't know if the video really does it justice, but Sam said we're fumigating in here. There is a lot of smoke, exhaust, whatever, filling the barn right now. Yeah. It's just like pouring out of the barn. That's awesome. Yeah. So, fired right up, but definitely let you know it's running. And this little, no, that one's cleaned up quite a bit. But if it were contained inside of a building,
still be
it would, yeah. So that's the difference in the engines, I guess, and that's why we want to take this engine and put it in that thing. So,
less tired.
Yeah, has a few more somethings left in it.
Way newer model too.
Yeah.
Early C.
Oh, okay. So, very cool. I'm gonna go feed pigs.
Yeah.
You think by now I'd be used to it, but in just the few minutes that it took me to walk from down by the milk barn, get the pigs food, come up here and feed them, it is completely foggy up here. So Sam's putting in one of the last posts. Both the pigs are fed. Their gates are closed, so they're gonna stay in the front part of the pen. I'm gonna go turn the fence off, unstring the fence so we can restring the fence, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. One thing I forgot to mention, in addition to moving the pigs, their water, their stuff, we have to move their fence charger also. So the ground rod, the solar panel, all the things that are right here that are all Sam things that I don't understand anything about. So yeah, Poppy's coming to say hi. She's very curious. She really wants to know what we're doing and what's going on all the time. Hi, Miss Poppy. All right, do you approve of this plan that we're gonna move you? Or do you just wish you had more food? I bet you wish you had more food. I like the food all over your face though. That's a nice touch. All right, girl, you eat, we'll do the things. I think I've probably said it before and showed it before, but it just cracks me up that with as cold as it is, these pigs would rather be out here just laying out than in their houses. I'm pretty sure I can tell where Buddy spent most of his night last night because there's frost all around this straw hay that he has spread out, except for that one spot that's about the size of a pig laying down that has no frost on it whatsoever. And Sam said that he's come out and like the pigs will be laying out here and the ground will be frosty like this and the pigs are just steaming because they're so much hotter than the air and whatever, but they don't seem to mind the cold at all. So when it gets really, really, really cold, or if it's probably wet, then they'll probably go inside their houses, but they just love laying out here in their little hay beds that they make, and they don't care if it's cold or frosty at all. So pigs are cool. I have to say it's pretty nice to be able to walk through here without having to step over fences and things. So we've wrapped up everything but their little DMZ right here so that they're still separated inside their pens. Buddy is just hanging out enjoying the sun. Poppy is too on the other side over there. Sam is using the tractor to move their hay piles. Buddy's is loose, so it's a little bit harder to move. Poppy's is still pretty much in a bale, so we just had to scoot that a little bit. He's using the bucket on the tractor to kind of just scrape down the weeds where the edge of the fence line is going to be over on the pivot side where it was before, but there's quite a bit of weeds that have grown up, so they come out pretty easy. So he's just going to scrape those with the bucket really quick. I think this yellow T-post right here is going to be where the new fence charger setup's going to be. The one that's over there, I think, but sometimes I'm wrong. But that seems like a good spot for it. And then this is going to be our alley, our DMZ between the two sets of pigs. So Poppy will have this side, Buddy will have that side. In the summer, when the pivot's on, it'll still be out of the pens, and everybody should be happy. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Sam to move the hay and see what the next step is. I'm kind of excited because I'm hoping that it is string the fence and see if we can get the pigs to move. I don't think moving Poppy's going to be hard because it's basically just going to be opening her gate and letting her come through and then maybe putting up the fence behind her. I don't know for sure. Buddy, getting him to come over there and through here also shouldn't be hard. You saw him move from this side to that side, and if you have a bucket, he just seems to walk right by. So I wonder, especially if some of these weeds are knocked down and stuff and he can see that the fence isn't there anymore, if that'll make it easier for him to move. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I will keep you posted if anything exciting happens or show you the end result when we get there. So stay tuned. One other thing I think we decided, we were talking last night, I don't remember why when we first ran the wires we ran 3 strings. Maybe it was because the pigs were littler and we didn't want them to push underneath it, but now that they're bigger and they've been on electric fence for a while and they seem pretty respectful of it, I think we're only going to run 2 strands. So instead of the one right on the ground, we'll do kind of the one that was just off the ground. So like this second clip right here, and then maybe the 4th clip. So it should be plenty high. And what we figured out when we had piglets last time, the piglets will run under and through the fence and not really get shocked by it or notice it because they go through so fast. And when they're little, the gap between the wires, they can just run through. And as they get older, obviously, then they'll start running into it and it'll slow them down. But for the first little bit, they just run all over and don't seem to notice at all. So we think 2 wires will be plenty. So that'll be faster and easier. So nope, that's our plan for that part. So you can't really see the wire, but it's somewhere holding those cows in. So this is where the next little section is that they are able to eat. It's really hard to see, but right out there in front of Therapy Cow, that little white thing right there is one of these curly post things. When we move them the next section up, that's where Sam has run the next wire. So it's already run, it's laying on the ground. So all we have to do is tighten it and attach it to the hot wire that's already on. And then we'll go take out the one that's behind them, or the one that's behind it, the one that's keeping them where they are right now. So we'll take that, we'll tighten this front one, take the back one down, and then they'll be able to move all the area that they've had so far, plus up to that little mark. And then after that, we figure when we take that one down, they'll just have the whole rest of the big pivot to graze on for the rest of however long that lasts. So, let's see. This one laying down in the front is Therapy Cow. She's pretty easy to recognize because she's the black and white Holstein. And then there's Rosie the red cow, I thought. Oh yeah, there she is right up in front. And those are the only ones that I can really recognize easily because they look quite a bit different than all the just black ones. So, got to see Mommy and the baby yesterday. He's getting big. He was up. They were just up kind of at the neighbors by their pens and hanging out until we got up there, and then they decided to walk away, but he was running after her and just being a little teenage calf. So they're doing good, and hopefully we'll get to show you more of them more often. So stay tuned. Okay, we're getting ready to run the fences. We were just talking, we're going to put a little, like a fiberglass or a plastic post next to the T-post that's the start of the DMZ on each side. And we're going to set it up just like a little barbed wire gate where it's got a little wire that holds it up here and maybe down there. And if we need to, for any reason, get in and out, like move pigs or do whatever, then we'll just be able to pull this post up and walk it around. And then we'll have a gate right here. And these little things are super slick. They're called lock jaws. These things. And they help insulate the T-posts against the wire. So we'll just run the wire right through here. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go that way, and all the way around to here. And this is going to be the thing that the wire loops around on and goes back that way. So my goal is to stretch the wire and keep it tight so I don't have to wrap it 17 times around each little clip thing, and we'll see how far I get and what it looks like when I'm done getting there. So stay tuned. Two things really quick. I was wrong. That is not where the fence charger is going to go. It's going to go right here between the two pens, so in the DMZ. And this little thing, I just saw it sitting right here, is what you hook on that metal ratchet that's down at the corner of the house. So you hook this end on the little square bolt looking thing that comes out of the metal ratchet, and then you twist it to tighten the wire fence. So all right, so we've got fences up, pigs moved, fences back on. We've got one water barrel drained. We're draining the other one so we can move those over and set those up. We tore down that tree. Sam is trying to tear down the fences. Well, not maybe the whole thing, but parts of this fence, because we're not going to need it anyway. And then we're going to be able to get in and grab their houses out and put them over there. So worst case, if none of that works out for tonight, we've got pigs up, fences on, and in just a few minutes they'll have water. They've already had food. Buddy's over there trying to figure out where the nest that he made was and maybe make another one. And Poppy's just happily eating away. So, and he's exploring his new territory. Yeah, so I would call that 3/4 of a success. So it's about 3:30, so we have about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of sunlight left. So we'll see how much farther we can get, but I'm glad we got this part done. The red tractor's awesome. For being so quote-unquote small, it's pretty stout. It just pulled that post right up out of the ground. And this one came with it, and maybe this one's starting to also. So I'm gonna see what I can do to help, but that was pretty slick. It's about 5 o'clock. We've got Poppy's water barrel full. Buddy's water barrel is filling. Looks like Poppy's found her place where she's gonna hunker down for the night. Buddy's got his feeder and his house. Poppy's automatic feeder's over there, but it's not set up and it doesn't have any food in it. So we're just feeding her out of her little feeder. If she wants more hay, she can burrow down into that little pile right there or knock some more off the hay bale, because her house probably isn't going to come in here tonight. So we've been talking about it for a couple of weekends. We finally got it done and I'm super excited. So new pens for the pigs set up. Buddy's is complete. Poppy's just needs a house. Get the feeders, automatic feeders set up and working again, but until then we'll just feed them, which is fine. So they are just running extension cords so that we can get the tank heaters put in the water barrels so that the water doesn't freeze. Hi, buddy. Yeah, so got pig pens up, old pen partially down so that we can start getting ready to set up pens for cows. Sun's getting ready to go down and we're about done for the night. So thank you for following along with us and thanks for watching.